official, and the whistle blows. Out we come onto the circuit for 10 minutes. Out on their sort of their rolling lap, their warm-up lap to get some heat into the tyres. There's the view round's top bend, which leads the drivers on to the start-finish straight. So we're into Billy's blind. Now we're looking for the championship leader, is driver number 4, Thomas Harvey. Thomas's nearest rivals in the championship, number 139 Scott Goldsby and number 9 Alicia Palmowski. There is the number 138 kart flashing through your screen, and that's Henry Foote. And there is the number 130 kart of Ben Gartside there on your screen. Number 4, Thomas Harvey, goes on to what will be his first real flying lap through the S's as you're watching some of the other contenders come across the start-finish line, but Harvey at the moment, well, his first flying lap was a 36.714, and yesterday Daniel Sabula did a 35.7 in last practice session, so we expect the pace to pick up quite a lot, as you can see coming out of it's the exit of Sturmey Straight, and the entrance to the hairpin on your screens. We'll let the rest of the drivers well, see that so I can see Nicky Taylor as watching back home. He is racing elsewhere this weekend. He's going to be back at Shennington. And also, we haven't got to the 125 class yet, but we're missing championship veteran Morgan Cole this weekend. I'm sure that Morgan is up in the People's Republic of Tyne and Weir, which obviously has got some lockdown restrictions on it at the moment. So we're very unfortunate that we're missing several drivers from different points of the country that are in different phases of lockdown. And down in my neck of the woods in South Wales Riviera. Now I'm obviously in Barry, which is safe at the moment, but just up the road, well, just up the hill, up the mountain from Barry, in Caerphilly and Rhondda and Taff, we've got a total lockdown up there, and our chief timekeeper Sam Taylor, who hails from that neck of the woods, has had to get special dispensation both from the championship and Motorsport UK to have some various letters written in case when he goes back home this evening he gets stopped by the COVID police. You know, why are you out your house? Oh, well, I had to do some timekeeping at Clay Pigeon for some karting I did. That's exactly what Sam sounds like. So, for those of you that are part of the Daniel Ricciardo Series family, watching this from back home because you're not allowed to come and play, a big hello to you all, and we'll hope to see you back at Shennington. It's all down to whether everyone behaves themselves. We're all behaving ourselves here at Clay Pigeon. Last time I saw this amount of masks in one place was that time I walked into that shop. Well, I can't talk about that shop, it's a family show. Anyway, but on track, it's Thomas Harvey leading the way. 35.77 seconds for driver number 4. Championship leader Thomas Harvey, but hot on his heels with a time of 35.989 seconds is number 135 Daniel Sabula. Alicia Palmowski is third fastest at 36.073. Then it is Dylan Brierley in fourth place. Scott Goldsby is fifth. Ben Gartside sixth fastest. Daniel Holdsworth is seventh fastest. Leading rookie at the moment, 8th overall, driver number 140 Sam Haller-Hinksman. Sam has done a 36.378, so he's just over halfway, 0.6 of a second off the ultimate pace at the moment. Oscar Walmsley-Jones, a good start to the qualifying session for number 128 Walmsley-Jones. Aaron Mensah is next. Cody Eustace is 11th. Ali Hussein is 12th. Millie Hart 13th fastest, then Freddie Cox 14th, Bryn Calder 15th, Henry Foote in 16th. There on your screens now is driver number 9, Alicia Palmowski, coming out of the hairpin into the horseshoe. Palmowski at the moment, third fastest. Just past the halfway point now of the session. And now Palmowski comes down the Sturmey straight, but she looks over her shoulder. I think she's backed out of this lap. She's on her own, so she wants to try and find somebody who is also up near the sharp end of the grid so she can chase and slipstream with. Thomas Harvey has lowered his best time to a 35.740. Sabula has done a 35.80 and is now within 700ths of a second of provisional pole. Here comes Harvey onto the start-finish straight. Down towards Billy's blind. Now Harvey is on his own. He's not using a slipstream or anything like that. He's not drafting with anybody. He comes out of the S's onto Sturmey straight. Trying to see who that driver is directly behind Harvey. It is Palmowski. So Anna Palmowski is now he's Anna letting the number 135 cart go. So the next cart directly behind the cart you're watching on screen is the number 135 of Daniel Sabula. So Harvey at the moment is fastest. Sabula there is second fastest. And Palmowski behind Sabula is fourth fastest. Dylan Briley goes into the top three with a time of 35.962. 3 minutes to go. There goes Harvey across the line down towards Billy's. Around Billy's blind. You can see what makes that corner so challenging is that you're coming downhill. You've got a fast left-hander with a bit of camber on it that sort of tries to throw the cart across to the right-hand side of the circuit, just as you need to be on the left-hand side of the track for that first of two right-hand apexes. And of course, beyond the corner, there's just very, very little runoff before you hit the tyre barriers. I have been in those tyres at the end of Billy's blind myself, and I can tell you it's no fun whatsoever. However, when you do get that corner correct, it's a very, very satisfying feeling, and it really does set you up for a good run through the S's and out onto Sturmey straight. And then one part of the circuit just flows into the other perfectly here at Clay Pigeon. There coming through the screen is the number 135 cart of Sabula, who is still second, 700ths of a second behind. So Harvey has gone even quicker, 35.732. He has improved his best time. Sabula just under 800ths of a second off the pace in second place. Briley is third, Palmowski still fourth. Briley is in a 35.962 in cart number 101. Trying to have a little look to see where Briley is on circuit now. Sabula has pitted with 90 seconds to go. Palmowski is now charging it behind Thomas Harvey to try and get a late slipstream off the number 4 cart. Sabula has sort of been doing his own thing and minding his own business in cart number 101. Ben Gartside is 5th fastest. Scott Goldsby is 6th. Oscar Walmsley-Jones 7th. Top rookie Millie Hart up at 8th place now in cart number 147. Sam Haller-Hinksman is 9th, so the two leading rookies, they were inseparable in practice yesterday. They're 8th and 9th in qualifying so far today. Excellent performance. Rounding out the top 10 is number 132 Daniel Holdsworth. Then it's Ali Hussein, Henry Foote, Freddie Cox, Aaron Mensah, Cody Eustace, Bryn Calder, Owen Johns and Daniel Weir is next up. 45 seconds to go. So 25 seconds to go. There is number 101. There is Dylan Briley coming out of the out of the hairpin into the horseshoe, followed by the number 144 kart of Daniela Sutton. So, oh no, that's Freddie Cox, sorry. Daniela Sutton is in kart number 1343. We'll try and pick her up a little bit later on. She making her DRS series debut, but there is number 101 kart, Dylan Briley, coming out of Billy's Blind through the S's. There gives you a great idea, great camera up there of just how one corner leads into another, and you've got to have, you know, it's all about momentum. This circuit is. There's a lot of camber that you're not seeing. The cameras just can't pick up, you know, especially, you know, through the hairpin at the end of Sturmey Straight, which sort of shoots you out onto the short run into the horseshoe, and then there's the start-finish straight, which, as you can see, is anything but straight. But of course, you know, overtaking opportunities are plenty here at Clay Pigeon. But as the checkered flag falls, it is Thomas Harvey with a time of 35.732 seconds who leads the way. Daniel Cebula second at 35.809. Dylan Briley at 35.962. And then it is Alicia Palmowski fourth, 36.070. Ben Gartside is fifth. Scott Goldsby sixth, Daniel Holdsworth seventh, Oscar Walmsley Jones in eighth, Millie Hart ninth, and Sam Haller-Hinksman 10th. 2020, all these drivers, you know, will be racing against each other for years to come. The grid is as follows for DRS100. Thomas Harvey, championship leader in kart number 4, starts from pole position alongside the aforementioned Mr. Cebula in kart number 135. Row 2, Dylan Briley in kart 101, and birthday girl Alicia Palmowski in kart number 9. Ben Gartside and Scott Goldsby, who is third in the championship, they start on row number 3. Daniel Holdsworth and Oscar Walmsley Jones, I think that's probably Oscar's best ever qualifying result. He starts 8th place ahead of the leading rookie, Millie Hart, in kart number 147, and her rookie rival, Sam Haller-Hinksman. 2 rookies rounding out the top 10. Ali Hussein, up from the DRS62 class last year, is 11th on the grid alongside Henry Foote. Row number 7, we'll see 2 DRS62 graduates, Freddie Cox and Aaron Mensah. And then it's Cody Eustace and Bryn Calder on row 8. The much improved Owen Johns on row 9, along with Daniel Weir. Rounding out the field, Jake Robinson in kart number 115. Daniela Sutton, and Daniela is getting a lot of love out on the social media chat, as are many of these drivers. The field rounded out by Tuscany Groves. And the weather has got a certain Tuscan feel to it, I have to say, as well. Now, let's have a little look. Morgan Cole has been on, saying he hopes to be back from Sherrington. His dad, Bod, said he was locked up in, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. No, he's locked down in the People's Republic of Thailand, Weir. And I know that both Morgan and Bod, and possibly Nanny Cole, are watching this. Although Nanny Cole only normally has eyes for Morgan on the live stream. And lots of people there saying good luck to Sherry Ann Powell and Jasmine Taylor in DRS62. And yeah, people sitting out there. Nick Taylor has been on. So Nick Taylor is hoping to be back for Sherrington as well. I think he is possibly racing. Where is he racing? Donington Park, possibly? I could be lying. I could be making that up. But he's watching anyway, and he hopes to be back for Sherrington. So, again, the drivers that can't make it to this round, they're looking to be back there. George Whitehouse, haven't seen him this year. He's watching, a former DRS100 competitor. Mind you, he was 8'3" as a junior last year, so I can imagine that things are a little bit tricky squeezing in a kart at the moment. So, there is the number 4 kart, your championship leader on screen. There. Oh, and Dylan Briley in kart number 101. Who's that? That is, let's have a look. Who's speaking there? That was Stuart. That would be Mr. Briley, I would imagine. Wishing Dylan good luck. He starts 3rd. Great result for number 101. So we get the number 4 kart of Thomas Harvey, then the number 135 of Daniel Cebula. Then it is Dylan Briley and Alicia Palmowski on row 2. Ben Gartside is the driver of the white crash helmet and the orange stripes, in starting on the inside of row 3. Now you can see that there's a driver hand in the air at the back of the field instantly. Championship director Andy Cox is there on hand to try and make sure that driver gets started. But I think the emergency has been averted. And who was that? That was number 140. Sam Haller-Hinksman. Daniela Sutton, possibly. Or Tuscany Groves. towards the back of the field, having a few issues. But luckily, right, we've got all 21 carts off the grid. Now, it did take our DRS100 rolling laps. So we'll have 2 anyway, just to get the sort of all the engines up to engines on song. Because it's such a short lap here at Clay Pigeon. So we'll have 2 rolling laps. Then, hopefully, for the first time, first time of asking. So the drivers on their 2nd rolling lap now. Glorious weather here today at Clay Pigeon. We had some pretty nice weather at Ricciardo, I seem to recall. So, if nothing else has gone right in 2020, the weather so far has been fantastic for the DRS series. Long may that continue. Not quite sure about Wilton Mill at the start of November, what we're going to be faced with there, but hey, that's a long way away. Not that long, actually, it's just over a month away. So, 21 drivers, led by championship leader in DRS100, Thomas Harvey, now head into Top Bend. Harvey will have the run initially, but can Sabula get alongside? Well, he's alongside now, but can he stay alongside for the run into Billy's Blind? Here we go. Formation looks good. Lights are out. We're off and racing. Down towards Billy's we go in DRS100. Smoke billowing out of the back of those exhausts. A wonderful sight to see. Around Billy's, 21 drivers go in, 21 drivers come out, all pointing the correct way. That is what you want to see. Harvey leads. Up in the 2nd place, Dylan Brierley. And that's Ben Gartside making a move there on Scott Goldsby for about 4th or 5th position. Alicia Palmowski has slipped back a little bit. No, not a great start for Alicia. Obviously, her rivals have not been listening to her, and they're not going to give her an easy ride to victory on her birthday weekend. Have to work very hard for it, and that looked like possibly Daniel Holdsworth diving inside of Alicia for another spot as well. So as they come across the line to complete lap number 1, it is Harvey leading from Brierley. Sabula is next, then it's Goldsby, Gartside. Holdsworth now finally gets past Palmowski for 6th position. So Palmowski back to 7th. Then it is Oscar Walmsley-Jones in 8th position. Sam Haller-Hinksman, cart number 140 is your leading rookie with the black plate and white numbers, but being chased hard by Millie Hart, rounding up the top 10. Now, Millie Hart, her 17th, where did she finish there? 16th place finish at Ricciardo was her best ever result in the DRS series, and hoping to go at least several places better than that this time around. I did hear a rumour that Nick Hart would do a lap of the track just in a mankini if Millie got in on the podium, but that was a vicious rumour, and we certainly won't be filming that because that would cause all of the viewers many months, if not years, of mental anguish at seeing that. But here's Palmowski now, back on the move, passing Holdsworth out at the hairpin. Can she get low? And of course, you come out of the hairpin on the inside, but then you're on the outside line for the run into the horseshoe. Holdsworth able to hold his line there. Now Palmowski tries the crossover move, coming into Top Bend, but still Holdsworth on the outside line has got more momentum and a better straight line run down the start-finish straight. And Holdsworth holds Palmowski off. Into Billy's we go. Still Harvey leading, pulling out a 1.1 second lead over Daniel Sabula. Here we are on Stirling Straight. The battle for rookie honours looks very good indeed. There's number 140, Sam Haller-Hinksman leading. Millie Hart just on the outside of Haller-Hinksman. That's 9th and 10th overall. There is a problem at the back of the pack, number 137. That is Owen Johns in 20th position. Now, Owen has had some sort of issue and is, let's have a look, slowing down. He's faded to the back, and there is a spin for Tuscany Groves by the looks of it. Now, Daniela Sutton, her first DRS championship event, she is up into 16th position, and into the pits comes number 115 car, another debutant, Jake Robinson. So Jake Robinson having a few issues there, and I think so Robinson, I think Tuscany Jones as well, Tuscany Groves, both pitted. So 2 retirements in the early stages. We've got 5 minutes of race time remaining, and Thomas Harvey leads by 1.1 seconds. This watching on screen now, still this battle going on between the number 132 cart of Daniel Holdsworth and number 9 cart of Alicia Palmowski. And Gartside, over his shoulder there, he's got number 139 cart of Scott Goldsby. Gartside 4th and Goldsby 5th. And you're looking at the battle for 6th on screen now. Palmowski has got back in front of Holdsworth. Now she's managed to get in front and stay in front. Can she pull away and close in on the 4th place battle? Meanwhile, up at the front, just off our screens at the moment, Harvey leads from Sabula and Dylan Brierley. Sabula is now 1.5 seconds behind Harvey, but Brierley is within a couple of kart lengths now, so maybe Dylan Brierley in the number 101 kart can sort of close up to the back of of Sabula rather, and push him along. Oh, and there's a problem, there's a kart slowing down. That is Tuscany Groves going a lap down there, so maybe she's been coming to the pits with the problem. Now she's back out on track and doing a good job there of staying out of the way of the leaders. And again, so it's important if Tuscany just get laps under her belt. That's all that matters at this stage of her career. Kart side, leading Goldsby, Palmowski and Holdsworth have both caught. So we've now got a 5-kart battle for what is 4th position. Kart side, the number 130 kart has 4th place. Then it is Goldsby in 5th, Palmowski in 6th. And there was a yellow flag waving briefly, although that could be the wind. There's a bit of a breeze going on here at the moment. But it's kart side in 4th, then in the 139 kart. That's very distinctive. It's a Monza kart suit. Now, I haven't seen a Monza chassis in donkey's years, and I've got to say, when they were about, they were poo. But the race suit looked smart. The rest of the kart was not as clever. Oh dear! And that is well and truly parked. Daniel Weir. Now is that is down at the hairpin, and Weir has gone behind the place. There's a gap in the tyre barriers there. He's pushed some of the tyres back. He's trying to get the car out of the tyre. So we're right here on the screen, just behind the camera. Looking at there, you can see at the back of the top of the screen there, Weir trying to fish his car out of the barriers. In fact, maybe if the car is broken, he's down behind the tyres. So the car is behind the tyres, and I think Weir climbing over the barriers now out of the race. So it is still Harvey, 2.5 seconds in front of Sabula, with Brierley in 3rd. There's a great scrap going on for 4th position. Here's the scrap on screen now for 2nd. Sabula in the number 135 kart, Brierley in the number 101. Now the yellow flags have gone in, so there's overtake is allowed into the corner they just come out of there. Now we're into the horseshoe, and while Harvey is sort of things all his own way at the moment, the scrap is on for 2nd place. They're not holding each other up too much. They've got a 2-second gap over the 4th place battle. So there's Sabula in the 135. There's Brierley in the number 101 kart. And there is the number 148 kart of Tuscany Groves moving out of the way. Now, obviously, Tuscany, I think, had a problem earlier on. She's 2 laps down now. You can see the smoke coming out of the back of the kart. So the engine is obviously running very rich at the moment, which is why we've got smoke coming out of it. It's not going to go bang or anything like that, but it's just running very rich. Maybe a spark plug issue or something like that. But she's staying out of the way. And here comes past her now, the battle for 4th place, this kart side. Palmowski has got past Goldsby. So Palmowski has got past Goldsby. Goldsby now trying to hold off Holdsworth for what is 6th and 7th position. Now, and kart side has got a bit of a break over the number 9 kart of Alicia Palmowski. Palmowski still got Goldsby in his slipstream, and Holdsworth following on as well. So on your screens now, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th place car. Behind them in 8th place is Millie Hart. So Millie Hart in kart number 147 is the leading rookie, but Hart has got Henry Foote in 9th place. Henry having a great run in the number 138 kart. He is in 9th moment. Then it's Sam Hanningsman in 10th. So there is the leading rookie, Millie Hart. White green crash helmet just coming flashing across your screens there at the top of your screen, coming on to start finish straight now. But there is Goldsby leading Holdsworth. That is the fight for 6th and 7th into the S's. Nice to see some curves there that you can really abuse, obviously by maintaining track minutes as a whole, but those curves there, you can really use them to pick up a couple of tenths. If you hit them wrong, however, it can split the kart from one end of the track to the other, which is not what you want. Here's the battle for 2nd on screen. Sabula holding off Dylan Brierley. Dylan Brierley last year, he was a solid fringe top 10 player last year, was Dylan Brierley. He's obviously got years more experience now, and he's driving superbly. He's got to deal with a very, very rapid Daniel Sabula. There they go, through the S's, onto Sturmey Straight. Brierley is in the slipstream, so Sabula is giving him a tow around the circuit. Thomas Harvey is 3.6 seconds up the road. He's not going to worry about not featuring much on the Alpha live stream at the moment, because it means that he's untroubled and there's no one fighting him for the win. Here's a good scrap with Palmowski, Goldsby and Holdsworth again, 5th, 6th and 7th. So Gartside in the number 1-3 cart is still in 4th position. Now we're on to the final lap. So Palmowski down towards Billy's glide now. Will Goldsby look to her inside coming into Billy's? No. Palmowski taking a tight line through the first corner. Goldsby getting a good run onto Sternly Straight. Palmowski checks over his shoulder. Goldsby looks to the inside. He can have a lunge. No, not yet. We've got a couple of corners to go. Thomas Harvey is going to take the win, and it looks like Sabula is... There goes Harvey, flashing it through the final corner now. Sabula is still in second, but what a drive. Thomas Harvey, that's a Sunday morning drive in the Dorset countryside, if ever there was one. Harvey takes the win, Sabula second, there's Briley in third, Gartside in fourth, and Palmowski just holds off Goldsby for the final top 5 position. Holdsworth is next, Henry Foote comes home in 9th, in 8th rather, Cody Eustace in 9th, and right at the end, Sam Haller-Hinksman pips Millie Hart for top rookie honours. Haller-Hinksman in 10th, Millie Hart at 11th, ahead of Aaron Mensah in 12th, Oscar Walmsley-Jones 13th, Freddie Cox is 14th, Ali Hussein 15th, Daniela Sutton, good drive from Daniela, she comes home in 16th position on her DRS series debut, and race. And next up will be the pre-final for DRS100. There they are, ready to go. It's going to be starting very shortly. So let's have a little look at the starting lineup in DRS100. Pole position, your heat winner, your runaway heat winner, number 4, Thomas Harvey. He leads the championship at the moment. Daniel Sabula, the leading graduate driver out of DRS62. He's the first-year DRS100 driver, is Sabula. He starts second. Dylan Briley finishes in third. He finished just inches behind Sabula. And Ben Gartside goes from P4. Alicia Palmowski, it's her birthday tomorrow. She starts P5. And Scott Goldsby alongside Alicia on the outside of row 3. Row 4 sees Daniel Holdsworth and the very impressive Henry Foote starting from 8th of the grid. And then it's Cody Eustace, and leading rookie home from the heat race was Sam Haller-Hinksman. Millie Hart starts on the inside of row 6 in cart number 147, and Aaron Mensah, another DRS62 graduate, he goes from P12. Oscar Walmsley-Jones and Freddie Cox will share row number 7, with Ali Hussein and debutante Daniela Sutton on row 8. Owen Johns and Tuscany Groves start from row number 9, and rounding out the 21 cart grid, Daniel Weir, Jake Robinson and Bryn Calder. So there's a look at the dummy grid. Thumbs up from championship leader Thomas Harvey. And the 135 cart of Daniel Sabula on the outside of row number 1. This will be another 8-minute plus 1 lap race. Hopefully all 21 drivers are out there that have no mechanical issues there. The green flag waves. Somebody's got their hands up there at the back of the pack. Who is that that's not getting going? You can see one of the drivers on the left-hand side of the grid. So we might have a brief delay while we try and get all the contenders out there. Oh, it's number 132, which is Daniel Holdsworth. Oh, no. Holdsworth didn't start the final at Rissington, the opening round of the championship. He's due to start on the inside of the 4th row of the grid, 6th or 7th, 7th place on the grid. So hopefully we can get that number 132 cart started. Now the question that all the other drivers will be asking themselves is, what can we do about that man in cart number 4? Because Thomas Harvey was able, well, he was able to clear off. There's good news. There is Holdsworth getting started. So hopefully he can join the back of the pack. He may not have time to sort of catch up with the thing. And now there are a few other drivers sort of trying to catch up with the lead group. So we hopefully will get a start full-time this time around. Harvey, and already there's a signal going out there. You can see the drivers signaling we're going to have one more rolling lap. And that may give Daniel Holdsworth the opportunity to catch the pack and retake his starting grid. You can see him coming. There's the signal. There's Harvey in kart number 4. So yeah, Sabula and Dylan Brierley, who will start second and third in this one. It is imperative that they sort themselves out, and if Sabula is going to be thinking to himself, I got to try and get around the outside of Harvey at the first corner, which is no mean task whatsoever. It's very difficult to get around the outside at the first corner at Clay Pigeon. Brierley will be thinking, I need to try and tuck underneath Harvey going into turn number 1. So Harvey, he's going to focus on getting a good clean start himself. Now Holdsworth, kart number 132, has Holdsworth, yes, there he is, the black right suit with the sort of white sleeves on it. He slots into his initial starting position, so we should have all 21 contenders. Let's have a look at the back there. Bryn Calder in kart number 103, I think, yes, Bryn is there as well. So 21 drivers. Hopefully, let's go racing cleanly this time around. Lights are out. We're off and racing here at Clay Pigeon in DRS100. Down towards Billy's Blind we go. It's a good start from Harvey. He had drivers who wanted to try and get at the inside of him, drivers trying to get around the outside of him, but he timed it perfectly and he was all on his own. And Sabula slotted in second. Brierley slipping back to 4th place. Oh, there's Alicia Palmowski there. Over-committed and under-braking for the hairpin. She briefly got 3rd. Now she's back to 5th. But Dylan Brierley hangs on to P3. Harvey, though, look at that already. 10 kart lengths in the lead as he comes out of the final corner. Sabula with his head down has got to try and get good progress. There's Brierley in 3rd. Up into P4 is number 134. Good start from Cody Eustace. Eustace in kart number 134, 7th in the championship coming into today. There is number 140 kart of Sam Haller-Hinksman. Behind Cody Eustace in 5th place is Alicia Palmowski. 6th is number 130 kart of Ben Gartside. Then it's number 139 of Scott Goldsby, and Henry Foote in kart 138 holds on to 8th position. Leading rookie in kart number 147 at the moment is Millie Hart, with Dan Holdsworth rounding out the top 10 ahead of Aaron Mensah, Sam Haller-Hinksman, Freddie Cox, Oscar Walmsley-Jones, and the rest. But they're all chasing that man on your screen there, number 4, Thomas Harvey. Sabula, you can see, has broken away from the chasing pack as well. So Daniel Sabula, well, he had briefly broken away, and the slipstream was in full effect down the main straight there, and that brought 101 Brierley and 134 Cody Eustace back into play. So Sabula in that number 135 kart, he is already over a second behind race leader Thomas Harvey. So Harvey is out of the slipstream. So Harvey now is going to be not control. He is going to be controlling the pace from the front. Obviously, he's not won this race yet, far from it. There's still a long way to go. Is Alicia Palmowski at the inside? Oh, Palmowski spins, going into Billy's. She got to the inside. Classic mistake at Billy's Blind there. Driving in deep, realising you're going a little bit too fast, slammed the brakes on the back end, steps around, and Palmowski, she does get going again. I'm going to try and find out. She is back, all the way back in about 19th or 20th position at the moment, sadly, for Alicia. But the leaders come across the line. Now it is Harvey, Sabula, Eustace, Gartside in 4th, Brierley down in 5th, because of course Palmowski was trying to make a move on number 101, Dylan Brierley, and when she started to spin, Brierley was on the outside, so he lost ground there. So it's now Cody Eustace in kart number 134 and Ben Gartside in kart 130, chasing the number 135 of Sabula as Harvey continues to stretch his lead. Now, luckily, we had a good scrap in the heat race for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place on back, because Thomas Harvey is, he's not giving anyone else a chance to battle for the win. So it's the battle for the minor places that we're keeping an eye on, mostly on the coverage. There is Gartside trying to pass the number 134 of Eustace. Brierley setting a new fastest lap of the race so far. 36.085 seconds for the driver of kart 101. Oh, smoke coming out of the tyres as Sabula locks up under braking for the hairpin. Gartside makes a move on Eustace for third position, going through the horseshoe. Third, fourth, fifth, and in sixth position is number 139, Scott Goldsby. And there goes Briley for a move on Eustace into Billy's. And ooh, who was that touring around there at the back of the pack? Trying to see who that was. Is that number 101, Dylan Briley, going slowly? It was. It was, for some reason. He obviously went very, very wide there. Maybe the engine briefly cut out. I'm not sure what happened there to Dylan Briley. He was looking for fifth place, or maybe he just got very, very wide, understeered off, and then it took a while for him to get back up to speed. Let's see what happens if that's a developing problem or was just a mistake there. But certainly now it is Goldsby in the fourth place, Eustace fifth, Henry Foote in kart number 138 is sixth. There on your screen briefly was the number 132 kart of Daniel Holdsworth. So he's not only now in the race, but he's running in eighth place behind the leading rookie, number 147, Millie Hart. Now, I spoke to Millie yesterday. She was one of the interviews that we ran this morning, and saying that she won the top rookie prize at Ricciardo. That's really changed her outlook. She's far more confident now behind the wheel, and there's the proof in the pudding, because she is running in seventh place, looking very comfortable indeed. Briley is in the number 101 kart. He looks as though he's recovered, so maybe he just ran wide going into Billy's that one lap. And certainly seems to be back up to speed now, chasing Daniel Holdsworth. Now behind Briley is the number 140 kart of Sam Haller-Hinksman in 10th place, and he is holding off Aaron Mensah in 11th, Freddie Cox in 12th. Here on your screen now is the battle for second place. Sabula holds off Gartside, so Ben Gartside in kart number 130, 9th in the point standings at the moment. Yeah, he was in this class last year. He checks over his shoulder. Sabula is like lightning in a bottle coming out of that final corner. He's able to keep Gartside out of his slipstream most of the way down the main drag across the start-finish line. And he's continuously checking over his shoulder. Now that is a habit that he'll have learned in DRS62. It's a habit that he'll probably need to grow out of as he gets older and older, because you don't want to be looking over your shoulders as much as you do in DRS62 as you go up through the classes. But at the moment, Sabula is focused. Well, he's mainly focused on what's going on in front of him. He's occasionally focused on what's happening behind him. But Gartside also flicking a look over his shoulder. I suppose at this track, more than any other, where the slipstream is so critical, the drivers do need to check, am I going to be getting towed or getting slipstreamed behind? And because if they are, then they know that they're going to be under pressure. There's Goldsby checking over his shoulder. There's Holdsworth, and there's Millie Hart. Millie Hart now under pressure from Dylan Briley. So Holdsworth has got past Hart. Hart running in 8th place. Briley recovering from what I assume is a brief mistake a couple of laps ago with going into Billy's that cost him a couple of places. Now Alicia Palmowski is running in 17th position. Our race leader is coming up to lap a little bit of slower traffic. I think that may be the number 148 kart of Tuscany Groves. It is, and Groves gets out of the way going through there. You can see Tuscany there moving out of the way as the leaders chase her down onto the Sturmey Straight. So Millie Hart will be closing in on the slower kart very shortly. There she goes, she laps Tuscany, and Dylan Briley right behind her. So Hart back into, well, she's in 8th place. Briley is 9th. There's a bit of a gap behind them towards Aaron Mensah in kart number 146, who is in 10th position. And he is holding off a big group containing Sam Haller-Hinksman, Freddie Cox, Oscar Walmsley-Jones, Owen Johns, Ali Hussein, and Alicia Palmowski has now caught that group. And there's a train of 2, 4, 6, I'd say 7 drivers all battling over what is 10th place. Palmowski's caught them. He's going to start now working her way through them. And that battle is happening about 4 or 5 seconds behind the kart you're looking at on screen at the moment. The kart you're looking at on screen is number 132 of Daniel Holdsworth in 7th. Then there's the number 147 of Millie Hart in 8th, and the number 101 of Dylan Briley in 9th. You see that big gap behind Briley, and here's the scrap for second. Now, Sabula and Gartside have got Goldsby, Eustace and Foote right with him as well. There's the 5 of them battling second, third, 4th, 5th and 6th on your screens. Through the hairpin, now into the horseshoe. So far, Ben Gartside has not been able to make a move on the number 135 car of Daniel Sabula. Thomas Harvey, meanwhile, 4 seconds up the road. He starts his final lap. Here's your race leader, into Billy's, number 4, Thomas Harvey. Just as easily as he controlled the heat race, he's controlled this pre-final as well. Onto Sturmey Straight. He's got virtually the entire length of the Sturmey Straight in hand over this group for second place. Sabula holding off Gartside for P2. Out of the hairpin, up towards the horseshoe. Behind Sabula and Gartside, Goldsby is 4th, Eustace 5th and Foot is 6th. Then it is Holdsworth 7th, Brierley 8th and Millie Hart in 9th. But it's going to be another win for Thomas Harvey. There's the checkered flag. There's Harvey, he's already crossed the line. There's Sabula, fist in the air. He's pleased with second place. Gartside is happy with 3rd. And 4th across the line is Goldsby, 5th Eustace. And now we wait, there's that huge gaggle of carts being led by Sam Haller-Hinksman, who finishes in 10th place. But a rundown of the results. It's Harvey from Sabula, Gartside. Goldsby finishes in P4 in kart number 139. And behind Scott Goldsby, Cody Eustace finishes 5th. Henry Foot in 6th. Daniel Holdsworth in 7th. Dylan Brierley in 8th. Leading rookie home, Millie Hart in 9th place. Sam Haller-Hinksman rounds out the top 10 ahead of Aaron Mensah, the recovering Alicia Palmowski, Freddie Cox, Oscar Walmsley-Jones, Ali Hussein, Bryn Calder from the back of the grid up into 16th place. Daniela Sutton finishes 17th. Owen Johns is 18th. Daniel Weir 19th. Jake Robertson 20th. And Tuscany Groves a lap down in 21st place. All 21 drivers make it to the finish, and that's good to see. We are now going to be underway shortly with the DRS100 Grand Final. That is up next. Can anybody beat Thomas Harvey? Well, Harvey, a perfect point score so far. Starts from pole position. Alongside him on the front row, the driver that has been second for most of the day, but not quick enough to get on terms with anybody. That is Daniel Sabula. Sabula in P2. The outside of row 1 in kart number 135. Ben Gartside and Dylan Brierley will start on row 2. Scott Goldsby and Alicia Palmowski on row 3. Daniel Holdsworth and Henry Foot on row 4. Cody Eustace and Millie Hart round out the top 10. Hart, the leading rookie in kart number 147, but her main rival today, Sam Haller-Hinksman, is right behind her in P11 on the grid in kart number 140, ahead of Oscar Walmsley-Jones. Row number 7 is Aaron Mensah and Freddie Cox. Daniela Sutton, one of 5 rookies in the field on her first, I believe, DRS outing. She's done well to qualify 15th for the grand final. Bryn Calder on the outside of row 8, and Owen Johns and Ali Hussein, they share row number 9. Row 10 is Daniel Weir and Jake Robinson, with Tuscany Groves rounding out the 21 kart field. In this, the penultimate race of the day, here at round 2 of the 2020 Daniel Ricciardo Series at Clay Pigeon Raceway. And out we go onto the circuit, nearly. Engines are all fired. There's a green flag waves, and we are out on track for the penultimate time here today. 21 DRS100 drivers, 2 rolling laps, and then their final of 12 minutes plus a lap. So, 2 rolling laps. Thomas Harvey will bring them under control. Oh dear, number 137, that is Owen Johns, who has failed to get going. So unfortunately, Owen Johns doesn't look like he's going to take the start for this one. He's been so improved this year in terms of his outright pace. He's not going to get a chance to show it here in this next race, sadly. So we're down to 20 runners. So Thomas Harvey, he's got to try and maintain focus. All he's got to do is get around that first corner cleanly. If he can get some clear air, he knows he's got the pace to pull away. He's got to judge this bit right, though. We're off and racing. Now Sabula on the outside. Gets a good start, but Harvey has the inside line. He runs a little bit wide. Can Ben Gartside get to the inside as they come through the first chicane? It looks as though Harvey has held on to the lead, but Gartside, that was a very, very close one. Gartside again to the inside. No, Goldsby in third place. Outside Holdsworth is out in the fourth place. So Sabula, well, Sabula bet the house on getting away from the start. He got alongside Thomas Harvey for the run down towards. Oh, and there's somebody pulling off the track. I think that might have been Ben Gartside coming it through turn number 6, and it was. Goldsby now into P2. So Thomas Harvey, he was briefly headed going into Billy's by Daniel Sabula, but Harvey then ran a little bit wide. Sabula on the outside had no choice but to go even wider. Gartside almost got at the inside, but then ran wide coming up through turn 6, and it is. So not only has Thomas Harvey found himself in with a big advantage at the front of the field, his nearest rival, Daniel Sabula, is down in 4th position. It's Goldsby 2nd, Holdsworth 3rd, then it's Sabula in 4th, Eustace is 5th, Brierley 6th, Gartside recovering in 7th, Foot is 8th, Palmowski is 9th, and Sam Haller-Hinksman is the leading rookie at the moment in 10th position. Oh, so it could have gone horribly wrong for Thomas Harvey there, but it actually has turned out probably the best result that he has had on the first lap all day. And arguably, it comes out that he made his worst start of the day, because Daniel Sabula timed it perfectly, and I said he bet the house on getting around the outside of Harvey going through turn number 1. As pretty much that was his only shot at victory, and he would have known that, because nobody else is able to hold a candle to Harvey once Harvey gets into clean air. So Sabula thought, well, if I'm going to get him, I've got to get him at the start, and he ran a little bit too wide. But hey, better to attempt to pass and fail than just sit there and wonder what might have been. Now Sabula and side by side with Cody Eustace. Oh, and Eustace there coming across to take his line going into turn number 6. Sabula trying to go around the outside. That didn't work. And Sabula then has to back out of it there and has lost another place. And Cody Eustace thinking, no, come on, think. So Sabula down to 6th position. Dylan Brierley is down to 8th place. Now Ben Gartside, he briefly got 2nd. He almost briefly got the lead halfway through the first corner, because when Sabula ran wide and Harvey ran a little bit wide, Gartside almost got to the inside, but then briefly ran 2nd, and then slipped back after running off track at turn 6, which is here on the first lap. But at the end of lap number 4, Thomas Harvey, make that at the end of lap number 5, Thomas Harvey leads Scott Goldsby in kart number 139 by a massive 2 seconds. Holdsworth is 3rd, and Daniel Holdsworth there just checking over his shoulder to make sure where there's a move. That in the green racer is Henry Foot diving at the inside of what he was trying to get past Dylan. He did get past Dylan Brierley. He was trying to get past Alicia Palmowski as well, but Palmowski is 7th. So we're just chasing. This is the group on screen. 6th, 7th. There is 2nd place Scott Goldsby. 3rd for Holdsworth. 4th Eustace. 5th Gartside. Then this snarling pack led by Daniel Sabula, who's under pressure. Alicia Palmowski. Palmowski this time makes the move stick at Billy's blind, although Sabula trying to come back at Palmowski. Wheel to wheel. Coming onto the Sturmey straight, and Henry Foot on the outside. Oh, we're 3 wide into the hairpin, and that looked like Brierley, was it? No, it was 1-4-6. Aaron Mensah trying to make it 3 wide, and he's fallen back a little bit. And oh, Daniel Sabula is getting now he's been caught in a real sort of elbows out, tough and nails battle. Sabula is not able to utilise the pace he's got in that kart. Now behind the 101 kart of Brierley, here is your lead, your rookie battle. For the top rookie spot, Millie Hart in kart 147 picks up 11th place, passing her rival Sam Haller-Hinksman. Haller-Hinksman comes back at Millie Hart. The two leading rookies, 11th and 12th, and behind them there's a spin, and that is number 128 of Oscar Walmsley-Jones going off, and I couldn't quite see who the other driver was. It may have been Freddie Cox, it may have been Ali Hussein. We'll find out next time around. But said, so Harvey leads Goldsby by 2.5 seconds. There's the lead battle, the lead karts, no battling going on there. Gartside is back into 3rd place. So where is Cody Eustace? Or did we just miss Cody Eustace going through? There is Gartside and Holdsworth battling for 4th position. Or is this now battling for 3rd? What has happened to Cody Eustace? So I'm going to see, where is the number 134 kart? Have we got a kart slowing down potentially? Yes, we do. Eustace is falling down the order, so a mechanical issue, I believe, for Cody Eustace. I can't see a kart off at the side of the circuit. So Goldsby checks over his shoulder, thinks, oh, that's a bigger gap than I had before. Gartside now runs in 3rd, Holdsworth in 4th. So this battle on screen is for the final podium position as things stand. We've still got half the race to go, though, 6 minutes remaining. Palmowski is up at the 5th position. Foote is 6th. Zabula 7th. Mensah is 8th. Haller-Hinksman is the leading rookie in 9th, followed by Millie Hart in 10th. Ali Hussein is next. Dylan Brierley has fallen all the way back to 12th place. Freddie Cox is 13th. Then it is Daniela Sutton in 14th. Daniel Weir is 15th. Eustace has come across the line in 16th position. Robinson is 17th. Calder is 18th. Walmsley-Jones is 19th. And Tuscany Groves rounds out your top 20. So 1-3-0, Ben Gartside runs in 3rd place at the moment, with Holdsworth in the number 132 right behind him. They go through the horseshoe, through turn number 6. You can see Goldsby clear in front. Scott Goldsby in kart number 139 finished 7th in the final at Rissington, but scored really consistent points all day. He's actually 3rd in the championship at the moment, is Scott Goldsby, and this 2nd place run couldn't come at a better time for him. New fastest lap for Thomas Harvey on lap number 11. He's still got 5 minutes to go, and closing in on Gartside and Holdsworth is number 9, Alicia Palmowski. So Palmowski's had a spin today. She's had to battle her way up. Can she get another podium? Finishing 2nd last time out at Rissington. She waited until the last lap there to get the job done. Now behind Palmowski is number 138 Henry Foote, and Henry Foote has got Daniel Sabula right behind him. So 4.5 minutes to go. Foote and Sabula will be trying to work together to maybe catch this battle, although Ben Gartside in 3rd place now beginning to pull away a little bit from Daniel Holdsworth. So Palmowski needs to make her move on Holdsworth now if she's got any chance of a podium, you have to say, because Gartside is pulling clear. Ben Gartside in kart number 130 finished 9th at Rissington, so a podium would be a very, very welcome boost for him here at Clay Pigeon. Thomas Harvey, meanwhile, wow, absolutely dominating things here. His lead, 36.045 second lap for Harvey. Goldsby somewhere back in 2nd. Palmowski briefly gets alongside, but on the outside around Billy's blind. Holdsworth hangs on to P4. Good stuff there from Daniel Holdsworth. Now the more that Holdsworth fends off Palmowski, the further away Gartside in front of them will get, but the closer Foote and Sabula will get behind them, because there is number 138 Henry Foote, and behind him is number 135 Daniel Sabula. They're closing in now. What will Palmowski do this time? Does she look to the inside? Yes, she does. Although Holdsworth still has a better momentum on the outside line. Holdsworth hangs on, but number 130, Ben Gartside, is getting further and further away in front of them. 3 minutes to go. Palmowski again gets alongside, getting alongside Holdsworth, coming out of the hairpin, but Holdsworth has the inside line for the run round horseshoe and through turn number 6. At some point, Palmowski is going to have to really throw the kitchen sink at this move. Coming round the kink, will she dive up the inside going to Billy? She's already tried it once and it went wrong in the pre-final. Holdsworth taking a wider line into Billy's. That means he's got a better run out of the S's here. Onto Sturmey straight. He checks over his shoulder. Palmowski looks to the inside. Palmowski makes the move. Up into P4. And Holdsworth has held his line very, very well there, but he's had to give best. Now, a little bit further back, 2.5 minutes to go. Harvey continues to lead from Goldsby, Gartside, but it's Palmowski 4th, Holdsworth 5th. Foot is 6th, Sabula 7th, Mensah is 8th, and Aaron Mensah is just in front of Sam Haller-Hinksman and Millie Hart, who continue to battle for 9th place overall and the honour of top rookie. Hussein is 11th, Brierley 12th, Eustace 13th. Brierley and Eustace will both be kicking themselves. They've had podium pace this weekend, but at the moment it looks like they're going to be outside the top 10 when it matters most. Weir is 15th, Sutton is 16th, Cole is 17th, Robinson 18th, Walmsley Jones 19th, and Tuscany Groves rounds out the top 20. There's the leader, number 4, Thomas Harvey, absolute class of his own. In a rhythm, in a zone. Oh, and there's Eustace, who's finally retired the number 134 cart. He jogs across the track here, but Scott Goldsby is a long way behind the number 4 cart. In fact, Thomas Harvey again has got the entire length of the Sturmey straight. Here is Goldsby. Gartside closing in on Goldsby. Has Ben Gartside got a sniff of second position with just over a minute of this race remaining? Through. Top bend we go. Goldsby checking over his shoulder. He now sees how close that Ben Gartside is, and that's probably given him something to worry about over the last minute or so of this race. Ben Gartside with the bit between his teeth. Now, a little bit further back there, I'm seeing as they come out of the S on the Sturmey straight, Ben Gartside's going to try and size up a move if he can. Palmowski is 2 seconds behind this battle, so she is no longer a factor for the podium. Holdsworth is still 5th, Foot is 6th, and I'm looking, there is a gap of about a cigarette paper's width between the 2 leading rookies in 9th and 10th, and it's number 140, Sam Haller-Hinksman, who has the advantage over Millie Hart. Here comes Gartside, who has caught Scott Goldsby. 20 seconds to go. Thomas Harvey, 5.5 seconds up the road. Here we go. Game on for second place. Ben Gartside to the inside of Goldsby at the hairpin. He makes the move. Great result there from Gartside. He even says thank you to Scott Goldsby for not defending too much. Scott Goldsby, like, that's all right, I'm going to get you back now. Don't worry, I'll be just as gentlemanly when I repass you for second place in the next lap or so. We're on the final lap, lap 21 here at Clay Pigeon. Thomas Harvey en route to victory. Who's going to be second? Is it Gartside or Goldsby? There's Henry Foot chasing the number 132 cart of Holdsworth. Holdsworth runs a little bit wide, going into Billy's. Henry Foot trying to wrestle 6th place away from Holdsworth. They're chased by number 146, Aaron Mensah. Mensah is a long way back in 8th place. Ali Hussein's up to 9th and Dylan Brierley's up to 10th. So the 2 rookies have battled themselves out of the top 10. It's still Sam Haller-Hinksman who leads, but there's the checker flag. A perfect day for Thomas Harvey, and Ben Gartside by a cart length gets second from Scott Goldsby. Palmowski's 3rd. Palmowski's 4th. Sabula is 5th. Holdsworth 6th. Henry Foot 7th. Mensah Hussein. Who's going to be the leading rookie? It is Millie Hart on the last lap. Takes lead rookie honours from Sam Haller-Hinksman. Well, Sam Haller-Hinksman finished 19th at Rissington, and he finishes 12th here. That's his best ever result. Likewise for Millie Hart. Well, to win top rookie in this class at Rissington, you had to finish 16th in the final. To win best rookie in this class at Clay Pigeon, you had to finish in the top 11, and that is what Millie Hart has done. But what a battle between her and Sam Haller-Hinksman all day. Behind the top 12, we have 13th place across the line was Freddie Cox. 14th for Daniel Weir. Daniela Sutton is the next 3rd best rookie home in 15th position. Bryn Calder comes home in 16th place. Jake Robinson 17th. Oscar Walmsley Jones 18th. Tuscany Groves 19th. Sadly, Cody Eustace failed to finish, and I'm just looking down to see who else we lost. And Owen Johns in 21st place. He failed to start. So commiserations to Cody Eustace and to Owen Johns. But a great result. That is a perfect day, and in what has been so far a pretty perfect season for Thomas Harvey, and he's just got to keep reeling them off. 2 rounds down for him, 2 rounds to go.